Welcome back, everybody. We are jumping into the winner's match of this group of the ASL Prime and spawning. In the top left corner of the map, Orion, it is our root for root player, the Blue Protoss. Minigun.
Minigun. What? I didn't say his name like that.
I was thinking back to something. I'll tell you it after your introduction.
All right. Well, let me do that fast. In the bottom right-hand corner, the player from Root, the Red Zerg player. He's on a tear. His name is
Petraeus. I'm thinking about like all of the back Street Fighter voices from GSL and whatnot. And there were two of them that really stuck out in my mind, and they were both Protoss players, I think. One was, you remember the player Guinea Pig? I don't know if you remember him. There was a player called Guinea Pig, and he was like, hey, Guinea Pigu! He just like said it like with the 6. And then when Huck went in, he said it really funny too. He's like, E.G. Ho! Like he didn't even say like K. He's just like, Ho! So there were like two of them that me and my buddies that we used to stay up and watch GSL We'll definitely say those two together, and yeah, let's bring back those memories, man. Street Fighter voice rip.
That's awesome.
So, but speaking of the game here, it looks like it was a gateway into Nexus and then Cybernetics core for Minigun, and for Petraeus it was a pool first into gas. Well, maybe pool first hatch and then gas, but regardless, it was a pool first opener for our Root Zerg player.
I wish I had friends growing up like that were so into video games, man. I quite did not. Yeah, I had one buddy, but that was about it. I had a lot of friends who were really into Magic the Gathering, if you remember that.
Yep.
But yeah, most.
Yeah, these are the guys that got me into StarCraft. Like it was like three,
really?
well, three of my friends that pitched in and bought me StarCraft 2 for my birthday.
Really?
And, yeah, man. I never would have.
You have all your fame and success.
Literally owed.
Wow. That's awesome.
Owed. I actually owe my success, well, my launch pad to my friend who actually paid for my trip to go to NASL 1. And that was when I first performed, and I was like, as When I'm Grandmaster came out, and like Day 9 like tweeted out, like, yo, I'm here with Tempo, the guy that did When I'm Grandmaster. And people were like, oh, shoot, what's When I'm Grandmaster? And then, like, it was like this whole chain reaction, man. It was like the perfect timing. So, that was pretty cool, man. I gotta thank them.
Sometimes, isn't it, man? Hard work and good timing.
Yep. But the hardest workers seem to be the luckiest ones. So, hey, man, do that correlation and keep working hard, and, you know.
That's true. Anybody can make it in esports if they work hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. In the top left-hand corner, Minigun, our winner from the match versus QXC.
More like Winnie Gun.
Winnie Gun. God, you're funny.
But yeah, Stargate.
Yeah, exactly. He's going to do it. And
gonna get that Oracle out, yeah. Similar to what we saw JYP do, right? On I think it was Overgrowth though. JYP didn't do that on this map. He did some other sneaky pylonage. But I think Petraeus knows.
Go down really fast though. Yeah, exactly. Like Petraeus is quite onto this.
And he's doing that Ling Hydra style, and I really do like the style. You know, this is a really cool one that does transition into mutas pretty well.
Yep.
For the most part, but he's going to be more than prepared for it. Hasn't taken his third, as he does wait for his bases to be saturated.
And this is exactly what he needs to do, Tempo, because Ling Hydra is going to allow him to hold off any follow-up gateway pressure, which there very well may be. 5 gateways are going to hit on the field. And Ling Hydra is exactly... Wait, what? No. There are 7 gateways.
Oh,
this
wow.
is a huge all-in from Minigun. And, I mean, Ling Hydra, the only thing that holds it better is Roach Hydra, and...
Yo, we saw... Who was it that did this? It was Seed. Seed did this in the last ASL group where he went with the Oracle but didn't use it to kill drones. All this really is here for is to deal with Lings, as well as even... Oh my god, he's going to lose the Oracle? He's just scouting right now. He's going to lose the Oracle. Minigun, no! Oh, man. Well,
he thought he was safe because he had outrun the Queens, but... really, Petraeus did a sick job of positioning those Hydralisks.
Yeah. And the Oracle is very well you use it to defend against the Lings very well.
Oh my god, Petraeus is way too cocky right now though. Tempo, look, he's moving out with all these Hydras.
Oh my god, yeah, he's gonna go in the Mothership Core, I believe, is already at home, right? Or is it with that army? Oh man, it's with the army, so if he recalls back home, he's not gonna have enough for a Photon Overcharge, so.
I mean, he can do a ton of damage though with no Hydralisks here, and he can just use a couple force fields in the natural or in his main base and hold off this attack.
Yep. Well, look what Petraeus is gonna do it. Both of them are gonna go ahead and harass those mineral lines of each other. And
Minigun doesn't Minigun. Yeah, and Minigun doesn't go for the attack tempo.
Nope. So that's actually not bad at all, because usually you'll go to try to defend, force out all these units, and you don't get any damage done, and then they recall. But now Petraeus forces a recall anyway, and is able to go and get some economic damage done, man. Like 7 probes were killed there. And Hydras are pretty good against gateway units.
Just a little bit. Now the Hydras
are hugging zealots.
Yeah, really nice force fields here too. That last set of 3 didn't cut off quite as many Hydras as Minigun would have liked, and so he does lose a couple extra gateway units, but he's still trickling in Hydras. That is not what Petraeus wants to. Oh god.
Oh, pathing. Okay.
Not what he wants
definitely.
to do.
You want to get a big group of Hydras and go use the Lings to buffer, force out some force fields as well. But he's just gonna go ahead. The Hydra speed is about halfway done. And he's going with that Ling Hydra. Oh, you gotta get away, man.
Yep.
You get trapped, though.
GG, no re-Hydralisks. And now all these Hydras are vulnerable. Like 6 Hydras is not going to take on 5 Stalkers and 4 Sentries and a Zealot. So
yeah,
he will keep.
Imagine if he had all of them, right? Like you were saying, you do not want to be trickling them. Would have been much better.
All right, well, he's on his way in right now, and with these Lings and Hydras, with the Ling reinforcements, I suddenly don't know, man. Like, the Robotics Bay is done, but he has yet to start the Colossus. It's just going to get started here in a second. This is going to be a lot of time.
Really good force fields. There's only energy for 1, though.
And that's... I mean, what does Minigun do?
He just runs with his tail between his legs, yeah. That Photon Overcharge is going to push away the Hydras for now, but he still could get some probes if he wanted to, as the mineral line is exposed. He could take some hits from the Photon Overcharge, but I mean, I think the damage done to the probes would definitely be worth it.
These Hydra's going to just take down some rocks in the meantime.
Yep.
While they wait for this Photon Overcharge to clear up. A Colossus may hit the field here in the meantime, which is going to spin this back.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, I just thought in my head like, oh, well, it looks like we can't attack the Protoss, but let's go spin at these rocks real quick. There's nothing else to do. It's just like thinking that the Hydra's logic, but yeah. As you were saying, the Colossi coming out should be enough here for now, but he doesn't have the extended thermal lens just yet. Does he? Yeah, he doesn't. I don't believe. Nope. So. Wow, though, look at this position. A little bit interesting, though. As that Colossus is getting targeted.
Yeah, and, you know, without extended thermal lances, it's got the same range as these Hydras with groove spines. So,
yeah.
Minigun is losing a lot of mining time here.
He is, and he might even lose a Colossus if he's not careful. He hasn't started extended thermal lens yet, though. I'm a little bit nervous.
There were only 5 Stalkers left, but it is tough to tell.
Oh, whoa, there's a warping in the main here of Petraeus. That warp prism sneaking all the way around, and he's doing a lot of damage. 16 workers. Oh, no. 9 workers killed by Minigun. 16 workers total for Petraeus. And you do not want to be attacking these Zealots with just your drones. They don't have +1 yet, though, Kibble, so these Lings should be able to deal with them.
Yeah, they do end up cleaning them up, but not before a lot of economic damage is dealt. Now it's 17 to 16 killed workers, and Minigun is barely at a worker deficit. But the disadvantage that Minigun is at is that he has yet to take a 3rd base, so he's really pinned down on 2 here. Yeah. You know, we were talking about Belshire Vestige earlier tonight, and some elements of this map definitely remind me of it. Not quite the size of it or the proximity of 4th bases, but the distance of the 3rd here for the Protoss really is quite drastic.
It's very far, yeah. I mean, for both players, right? It's a little bit easier for Zerg because of you can at least have the creep spread to combine them, but it sucks, of course. Imagine if a Protoss would walk up here and just force field that ramp. That's really not that much to force field to even lock you out of your own 3rd. So definitely something that you gotta keep in mind.
So
a very fast hive, Kibble. So I mean, what do we do? What do we see here?
I like that versus
Viper?
the 3 fast Colossi that we see out of Minigun. Like, Minigun's pinned on 2 bases, and we see that, actually right now there are Templar coming in, so he's going to start tech transitioning some, but with only 3 bases, you really can't afford to go for Templar and Colossi at the same time. He needs that third, and he's going to try to drop it now. Zergling blocks it, and might get the probe as well.
Yep. And nope, Stalkers.
Yeah.
Whew. Well, the Vipers are going to hit soon. Luckily for Minigun, he does have those Templar out. You're going to get a good scout here, Petraeus, and the maiden too, seeing exactly what's going on. So, I mean, 3 Colossus, you know, not like that ridiculous number where you just can't deal with them with the Roach Hydra Viper. But those Templar are going to be the heroes here, depending on if they're able to get those feedbacks on those Vipers. But there's not that many force fields, and that's what's kind of I'm a little bit worried there for Minigun.
Yeah. I think Minigun knows this. You know, it's 17 minutes and his third's only halfway done. He throws down 3 cannons so he can play extra defensive right now, but Vipers do anything but let you play defensively, Tempo, when you're relying on Colossi.
Yep. And there's no more Colossi being added to this army just yet. So Minigun's going to hang out with 3 and just kind of augment the rest of his army with Templar at the moment. Maybe doing a little bit more warpins, and yeah, a lot of zealots in the main right now of Petraeus as he does secure his third. But here comes Petraeus now with the attack at the top, but the storm will push those Zerg units away.
Yeah, this is exactly what Minigun needs to be doing. He needs to buy time. Let this third base get established, and let the fact that he has Templar tech and Colossus tech both pay off, because right now he's really having a hard time taking advantage of both simultaneously. And this Zealot counter was a great move from our Root Protoss.
I'm loving it. Yeah, he's buying time, literally. And the fact that you want to hit a timing with Roach Hydra Viper, where before they get a lot of Templar, before the Colossus count is too much to deal with, he's definitely holding on and getting his third up in the meantime as well. But I think Petraeus is, yeah, look at that. 9 mutas on the way. He is gearing up for a muta transition, and how much anti-air is actually here. There's really not that much here, Kibbles.
Yeah, this is similar to what we saw in the last series from Petraeus, where he's going to hit with a mutalist transition, and his opponent, JYP, was just not ready at all, and I feel like this is the situation that Minigun is now in, with only a handful, with 6 Blink Stalkers.
No Archons either.
He warped in 3 more, but yeah, no Archons. No Phoenix?
And I mean, he has a cannon in the mineral line of his natural. I mean, that's something, right? So,
all right, I'll use that word.
But tip my fedora to that. I mean, there's really nothing else.
Lady.
But he doesn't even know about the mutas just yet. He might know in a few minutes when they are ravaging his base, as they are taking the scenic route. And what a beautiful route they are taking. That is one river, man. I'd swim in that. Probably come out looking like a unicorn.
Alright, Stalkers warping in the main to buy time, but they will not be able to take on this flock of Mutalisks. 14 of them going to snipe 1 down as they begin to turn their fire onto the Stalkers. More Stalkers coming to reinforce, but at the same time, the Roach Hydra is attacking. Petraeus isn't looking. Maybe Storms will go down.
Yeah, it's pretty scary here for Minigun as he's splitting very well, adding 2 more Stargates. And you know for a fact that he just now realizes that mutas are a threat, because he would have dropped those 2 Stargates much earlier had he known that mutas were on the way. So,
but a sick play from Minigun. He holds it. He needs to get back into position to deal with this Roach Hydra attack, but if he does, it could be in a phenomenal spot as he's going to buy himself the time for those Phoenix.
Yep. And exactly is what he wants to do. He is on 3 bases, so he's pretty comfortable. Petraeus is on 4 bases that are mining gas, of course, is what he wants when he's going for that. But here comes Petraeus. Gonna get annihilated by storms here, but he needs to get some damage done here. He can't just throw this army away for free.
Oh my god, the Storm's doing so much damage tempo, but at the same time the Mutalisks attacking the third, but they're repelled by Photon Overcharge, Cannons, and Stalkers. The force of Petraeus obliterated, and
absolutely
in a great position here.
Yeah, wow, that was pretty crazy there. 29 workers have been killed here for Petraeus. But, I mean, if you look at the worker counts, 53 to 47, they're very, very similar in worker count. But, of course, Minigun has killed 20 with those Zealot warping. But the fact is that he dealt with those mutas at the time, didn't take too much damage, obliterated the army, and got Phoenixes out. You know, he's able to deal with the rest of it because he has the offensive. He's on the offensive. They're equal in supply. And even gonna yoink some of those Phoenixes, and that's probably the best choice, I would assume.
It really is. These Mutalisks are going to be able to stand toe-to-toe against Pure Stalker, and Archon joins the fray.
Here they come.
Huge Archon hits, and Storms go down as well, and half the Mutalisks evaporate.
Yeah, and he's just on the defensive, retreating back constantly. He is broke. If you look at the income, I mean, it is a little bit similar, but the minigun is definitely ahead. The gas income of Petraeus is great, but he's just spending every last bit into mutas, and we may see some kind of base trace here, but I don't know. I think it's a little bit too much, but we'll find out. We'll see. The anti-air is really not that great.
Yeah,
but,
Minigun did stop Phoenix production. It looks like he's going to hunker down on cannons at his natural expansion and actually bring his whole army home. So he leaves Petraeus with 2 mining bases, and he will manage to save the Stargates, which is a really important minigun.
Really nice blink here. And you know what? I mean, Petraeus is just floating around, and he's losing bases, and Zealots are just going crazy on every single piece of tech. Oh, man, and there goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the bright lights and swampy swamp of Overgrowth. In the top right-hand corner, our Root Zerg player. He is clad in the yellow. Oh, that's so funny. It's Petraeus.
Petraeus.
Can I share a really funny screenshot with you right now?
Sure. After I do this intro, though, his opponent spawning in the bottom left. Winning game number 1, hoping to continue his dominating run in this group. It is the red Protoss player representing Root. Minigun.
Give it up for him, man. How has he won some of these games? I don't understand. I just don't. Tempo, help me.
What is this screenshot?
Oh, that screenshot is from the WCS Gameheart blog, and it's Petraeus spawning in the top right-hand corner.
Oh, wow.
Of this very map, and
that is
just cracked of hilarious. I had to. I spent over an hour. A lot of people asking, how I'm doing right now. Where have I been? First, I'd like to say to them, thank you for the, for wondering.
Concern, right? It's like, hey.
Yeah, for thinking about me all this time.
Guy?
I've been thinking about you guys too, and know that I miss you like crazy. I've been at Blizzard. Shoutcasting for a while was something I couldn't do recently. I was able to start it up again because we just had to figure out some logistics, some legal stuff like that. Yeah. The things that I don't know anything about, Tempo.
Just say, yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down.
Tell me what I need to know.
What do I sign?
Right, exactly. Quite, yep. So all that got sorted out. Now I'm casting again. Super happy to be back. And but I had to stare at a screenshot of Petraeus in the top right as I edited an image for like 20 minutes to try to get it just perfect, man.
Beautiful.
I had to make Petraeus look gorgeous in the top right corner of Overgrowth. We'll have to see how he fares today. That time it wasn't the real Petraeus. It was just an AI that I had named Petraeus. But here it's the real one, man, and he's facing off against his team at Minigun. And last game Minigun, I don't understand how he did it. He was insanely behind.
Yeah.
But he won again.
I mean, he just makes the magic happen, I swear. But hey, man, you know what we're looking at here, Kibbles, is a very similar opener that Petraeus did against JYP, taking that gold incredibly early. And it's something that we used to see a lot. Remember on Habitation Station, it was like, oh, he's taking the gold, But the little difference about this map and Habitation is that the Protoss can't take the gold and be completely safe from Lings the way that they were before, and then go for that Immortal Sentry or something like that, because it's very exposed. You can attack it from both sides, and also the distance is not as short as it was on Habitation Station. So
yeah, you make a great point about Minigun not being able to take that expansion, but it also is more dangerous for Petraeus. This third is super far away. It's not like we're playing on Habitation Station.
Yeah,
where you're up. You can just 3 creep tumors will get you to the bottom of the ramp over. Not at all. This is really, really far distance away, and it definitely does make Petraeus vulnerable to certain forms of aggression. May I say +1 blink or +2 blink or any kind of blink, like high mobility, can severely punish a third like this.
Oh yeah, I think so. Multi-pronged aggression is very, very scary to deal with because you're trying so hard to defend the gold, but you know, if they're pulling you between your main and your gold, how the hell are you supposed to defend? So if Minigun does capitalize on that, I don't know if he's aware of it. He is aware of it, so he knows. And he knew it pretty early while it was building. So he's going to go ahead and make his plan. And yeah, Blink is on the way.
What's interesting to me here, though, Tempo, is how fast the Blink is out of Minigun. Like, this Blink right now with no chrono boost is going to finish just 20 seconds after +1. A lot of times you see +1 and Blink finish much, or +2, excuse me. +2 and Blink finish much closer. So this is, in fact, going to be a +1 Blink all-in from Minigun like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And he's got 7 gateways, man. Like, it's super all-in, and it might work incredibly well.
Yeah, you got to get that proxy pylon. Pylon number 1 goes down. Where will pylon number 2 go?
I don't see Petraeus building this. I think he's pretty dead. Like, he's gonna have some roaches, but
he needs to make nothing but units, exactly. Yeah, no speed. Lair's not even done, is it? Yeah, he hasn't even started Lair. And does he know what he's up against? He did get the glance on that Twilight. So
yeah,
he knows what he's up, or what he's capable of being hit with.
He saw the super fast Blink, and he saw the pylon blocking at the natural expansion with this Overlord. So he knows the attack is coming, and he's preparing for it with lots of Lings, lots of Roaches. He knows exactly what this build is, and it can be held with this composition. But look how vulnerable this base is.
It really is. I love the fact that Petraeus is adding in queens with this. So he's going to keep on making those queens. And yeah, 4 queens here to transfuse Roaches. And Petraeus is taking a fight to Minigun. Off of the creep.
He has nice rounds. He loses a Zealot. The Probe even stays alive. More Lings, more Roaches going down the middle of the map. He's only done 2 shields of Stalker damage.
Oh my god, he needs to be careful because the Queens are so slow off the creep. And my goodness. Oh my god, Petraeus is starting to close in, but he just can't close the distance here.
One Stalker
Minigun
going down. I don't know, man. He's getting a couple now. Yeah, Petraeus needs to start killing some Stalkers. Yeah. He's going to get a few. He's getting a nicer engagement, but has it been too much?
I don't know. I mean, I think the fact that that income is still coming from that gold base, he's going to use it to try to fuel more Roaches. But no, the Mothership Core is going to go down, but you're right. I don't know. This is +1 versus +0, and I don't think these Queens are going to be able to finish off these Stalkers, but with these Lings.
I don't know. Shields are starting to recharge on the units in the back. Reinforcing Lings are coming. But if he keeps away from the Queens, I think he's going to be able to kill these Lings. They're still streaming in. It's such a close battle.
It really is, and the fact that he was not injecting at his gold may be a little bit worrisome, but I don't know, man. These Queens are brave. Look at the March of the Queens going down, but there are really not that many Roaches here. Oh. Only 3 Roaches being made at a time, and the rest into Lings. I think that Petraeus has a little bit too much minerals, not enough gas.
I'm thinking Petraeus overextended, and now all the Queens are going down in the middle of the map. And with the Queens falling, this was a staple, moving barricade of Petraeus that Minigun could not pass. But now he will not just pass it, he will wipe it off the face of Overgrowth, and he's going to begin pushing back onto the expansion of Petraeus once again.
Yeah, and now these Lings are going to be hating life when these +1 Zealots come into the mix, but there is only 4 of them, and one of them are tracked behind those. And a good surround here by Petraeus, but a blink comes out of Minigun, and he just needs to find a way to get those Zealots in the front so that he can continue to put this pressure on.
Yeah, if Petraeus had not overextended with those Queens, if he had pulled back, I think he would actually be in a great position right now. But with the loss of those Queens, he's still under constant threat here.
Yeah, but here he goes. The creep is still spreading. I'm loving this here from Petraeus, the fact that he does have that creep on the outside, so he's not defending at his base, but at a little bit of ways away from it. And Petraeus is continuing. He's hitting his injects. He's making all of his units count. And the Lings are actually doing a lot better than I thought they would because these Zealots have been wiped out. And look at this. 5 Queens. Well, how many of the Queens died? There's 5 more right here. 8 Queens have died so far.
Minigun needs to keep his Mothership Core alive. Actually, he needs away those Zealots. 32 Lings just spawned for Petraeus. And with only Stalker, he has +1. He's going to come up on it. He might blink up onto the high ground, though, and that could be a really sick play, but it doesn't look like he's willing to commit.
Yeah, man. I think Petraeus, though, he might be able to do this.
Yeah.
Lings coming around the backside. Some more stalkers are coming down, but those 32 Lings that you say are about to arrive to the party. Some Mothership Core not even able to get any pot shots, and there are just so many of these roaches, non-stop units, 3 queens being made at a time. So much of Petraeus' resources being put to use. And now his minigun is in between a rock and a hard place, or a river and a bunch of roaches and Lings, I guess.
Yeah.
But
and look
it's
at
pretty
the
much the same thing.
When Minigun got hit by all those Lings, his concentration kind of broke, and he missed a couple of his gateway waves. And so he's significantly behind where he would normally be on units. And so not only is he pushed back, but he's entirely routed, sent all the way home.
Mm-hmm. And Petraeus has managed to put down another hatchery. And it's not even the fact that he needs to mine from there. It's just that lava. All those minerals that he has are going to be able to be pumped into Lings, rather. You know, you use all of those gas, all that gas in order to get the roaches, and then you just have all of this minerals, but you don't have enough larva. But with that 4th hatchery, he's going to be in an incredible position. Not enough force fields. I think this is a little bit too much. Petraeus is pushing through.
Oh, I like the micro from Minigun, letting the Mothership Core soak up a couple of the queen hits there. But overall, there's still so many roaches and queens. He's going to try to bottleneck through, but he's going to lose a couple of sentries in the process.
Indeed, and behind this, Petraeus has managed to get a lair done, and he has road speed now, so he's had it for a bit, I believe. I just noticed that he did have the lair done, and as well as the road speed, so he's just kind of chilling out, checking to make sure that Minigun will never, ever take a 3rd.
Yeah. And that, I think, is really what's going to do it here. Minigun realizes if he doesn't take a 3rd, he's out of this game. So he's going to push forward right now, but I think it's a futile effort, Tempo.
Indeed, this is +1 still on these stalkers. Even though Petraeus doesn't have any upgrades, he just has the unit count and the queens with the transfuse. These roaches have like 9 lives, and they are just going to town on all of these units of Minigun. But Petraeus moving back just a little bit. And, giving Minigun some good shots here on these roaches.
Yeah, he does a nice job with that force, but Petraeus, once again, 4 bases, 55 workers, and a gold. Now he's got a huge tech advantage with roach speed and lair versus not anything really except this blink upgrade. In the long run, as the upgrades begin to kick in and 7 more drones on the way, and this 3rd base will be killed off. I think in the long run here, Minigun has got a far longer road than is possible in order to catch up here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
9 swarm hosts.
Petraeus, and that is all you need. There's no detection except for that 1 cannon. I don't know what he's going to be able to do. I mean, he doesn't even need the swarm host at this point. He's just going to go ahead and run on in. Oh, the Zealots, though, are going to be able to clean this up, but I feel like as soon as Minigun sees those locusts, he's just going to just put his face in his palms and just say, you know.
Yeah, he knows what's going on. With no reinforcements, Minigun knows that the second he crosses the map, he's going to hit a really high-tech force because there've been no reinforcements. So we don't actually see Minigun even going for an attack here. He says, look, I can't push. I know that. I'm just going to try to take a 3rd and do everything I can to hold it. Mothership Core starts up right away, so he'll have Photon Overcharge when the next attack hits, and we're just going to see him try to hunker down.
Yep. It's just one of those feelings when your heart just goes, okay, he knows about the load because he drops down in a robo. If he's able to secure, if Minigun can secure this 3rd and get something, you know, he's going to have to get an observer, get to that Colossus tech incredibly fast, but Petraeus is going to start to lay down the pressure here.
This is going to get
There's
complicated.
no detection.
Like Minigun, like imagine you're in Minigun shoes right now. You're so behind, you're like, all right, I just want to macro and get myself upgraded and get myself caught up. And then you realize that for the next 6 minutes of the game, you're going to have to be blink stalkering micro versus a bunch of locusts.
You know what, though? This is actually kind of funny by Minigun. He pushed out looking like he had an observer, you know?
I love it.
The confidence that he pushed out made Petraeus uproot his swarm host.
If Minigun wins this game, that play is why.
I know, right?
The fact that he just bluffed. He just went with an all-up bluff. He said, I lose unless I bluff right now. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Exactly, and it worked. It buys him time. The 3rd is already complete here for Minigun. He may be down 86 supply or so, but he's going to be able to kill a lot of these roaches. And he needs to have a plan to deal with the swarm host in the long run, because right now they are an immediate threat, and they're going to be sieging his natural, and these roaches are going to his 3rd. Minigun going to have to move on back. He can't lose his 3rd.
This time he does have an observer, and Petraeus is going to burrow up right in front of the natural expansion. The locusts are going to be killed, and he looks like he did have enduring locust, so he's going to manage to shoot off the next wave.
Yep, and this Mothership Core has a lot of work cut out for it, but he's going to target down because there is nothing that can shoot up here. Minigun fighting for dear life. I just don't think it's going to be enough. The power of Zerg moving through the roaches are just too much right now, and now these Stalkers are starting to really fall with the assistance of those Locusts. This third is just, I don't know, I don't think it's going to be able to hold on.
Minigun almost making it to the Colossi, but couldn't quite pull it off. And now with no real units left, Minigun's going to have to battle his way back in game number 3, I think, Tempo.
Yeah. His win streak has come to an end, and now he's facing, well, the possibility of having to play another series. And yeah, Petraeus takes game number 2.
Alright, guys, here we are. We're back. We're back in it, Sempo. We're back in this match, and now it's game number 3.
Yep.
We've. I know I've shared my prediction, and I'm a little unsure about it now, man. Who do you think takes this?
Yeah, man, it's just tough to tell. But like I said, man, the person that doesn't lose it will be the one that wins. But hey, they've both been playing so well, and these games have been just. There's never been a stomp like really bad. You know, I thought that Minigun was down and out in game number 1, and then he goes and brings it back, and then Petraeus, I'm thinking, oh, he overextended it a little bit too much, and then he holds and just completely is able to tech into what he wants and feels comfortable doing, and then he pushes Minigun back and forces him onto 2 base and never lets him take a third. But Nimbus, it's quite a different map than either of the 2 maps that we've played on.
Yeah, cross positions. It's gonna be really It's gonna be a really
Oh, we didn't, did we?
But it's gonna be a really long and drawn out game. But we'll have to see, man, as we move on in to this ace match in game number 3.
Yep.
In the top right-hand corner of the map, the player from Root. He is Mini. He is a revolver, a pistol, a shot, a sniper. I don't know, man, but we'll have to see. Give it up.
Minigun.
An op? What's an op? What's an op? What's an op?
It's like the sniper from Counter-Strike.
Oh my God. Are you West Coast? Where do you live?
East Coast, Boston.
Well,
Boston, I meant to say.
An op.
Wop.
An op. Cup of coffee with the op. Yeah, we call it an op. Like AWP, you know, op. Not whoop.
Well, anyway, that's
that accent. I couldn't tell what it was on that word.
His opponent from Root, he is the Yellow Zerg player. Petraeus. I was trying to think of other things I could say with the Boston accent, like that was going on, but I couldn't do it. Like Zergling, no. Queen, no. Spawning pool, there we go. There we go.
ASL.
Spire. Gotta watch out for that.
I gotta say, with the many games that I have cast in my life, man, and I've cast a lot.
Yeah.
MG, IP. Okay, this is actually a moment that we just shared.
I know.
I've casted in 17 different leagues.
Damn.
I have never ever cast a game where a zealot has been killing stuff in the mineral line while we introduced a player. I think that is a monumental fail.
Yeah, we totally forgot to introduce the players, but
that's pretty funny.
And yet hey, these players don't need an introduction, right? You know, you've seen.
With it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if the voice in our head didn't say it, we probably never would have done it.
Oh, thank you, God. But better. Thank you.
No, yeah, no pun intended, right? It's like.
Yeah.
It's not even a pun. It's just not even figuratively, like. Just...
As we are having this palaver here, my sir, our chat has been so gracious as to point out that Minigun has opened with a Stargate and is going for Phoenixes.
Yes, he is. A little different than last time. You know, we've seen him open with the Oracle. This time, looks like, I think, we're going to see the super macro style of Minigun here as he drops the Robo. And this is as standard could be. Like, we're looking at many games of Frost just like this, right? Like, the super standard Protoss. Bones play, you know Bones? Have you ever seen him? Recent IVD player joining. He used to be on Seed, which was the academy for Root. He plays as standard as can be. Like, this is like exactly how he would play it.
Wait, I thought their academy was called Dirt. I'm just kidding.
Sad. That's like the academy of the academy.
They did. Yep, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that was like the April Fools, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh man,
right.
I said that without even thinking, but it was true. Yeah, I remember now. Well played.
Well played.
Well played.
Well played. Lair is done. Speed is inbound. And a fourth gas is going down for Petraeus. He's going to throw down a couple additional Spore Crawlers as well to keep himself safe. But behind it all, I mean, Minigun, he's just gone for a super, super quick Nexus. I told you I thought he was going to go for a quick Nexus, quick Nexus this game, but I did not have the audacity to say it would be before 9 minutes. And it is. It's super, super fast.
It is, and the Phoenixes are going to be able to keep Petraeus occupied. And Petraeus has opted to go for the Lair first and then get speed. But he's making a bunch of roaches here, and he does want to pressure that third as best as he can, but will he be able to? The only units out here for Minigun is one Stalker and one Sentry on the ground. So,
All right, so let's see. Petraeus sees the third base, and his response is to throw up 14, nay, 18 Lings.
Yeah, with these roaches too. That's a lot.
Yeah, notice he didn't go... He went for the fast Lair, but the only tech that Minigun went for was roach speed. He didn't go for upgrades. He didn't go for Hydralisks. He didn't go for a Spire. He didn't take 6 gases. He made a bunch of roaches, and now he's making a bunch of Lings. Minigun has played with appalling greed, and I really, really don't know if he's going to be able to hold this third.
Well, he's going to try to. Maybe he's going to try to force the Photon at the third, and then maybe decide to go into the natural, but no. No, Petraeus does not care about your Photon Overcharge. He is going to go in. The Void Ray is going to help to do some work. But now the Gateway Army is going to come down that ramp. Immortal doing a little bit of work. But is this third going to fall? The shields are already down.
It's so close, Tempo.
If he doesn't get this, then Petraeus is infinitely behind. He has
to
get it. There he goes.
Gets the Nexus, and Petraeus is going to be at least breathing a sigh of relief. But after all of that, who is ahead?
3,000 mineral, resources lost there for Petraeus for a 400 mineral, maybe plus 150 investment. Maybe even a few probes, but no, not even one probe. Oh my god. Petraeus, was it worth it? I gotta bring it up, man. That caster question that we always ask. At what cost? Because these Phoenixes doing quite a bit of work over here in the mineral line of Petraeus. I'm a little bit nervous, man. That's a lot of resources to throw away.
It is. You bust out a lot of Roddy quotes, man. To cast the question.
At what cost?
Hive on the way now for Minigun, and that is just the coolest. Like, it's awesome because Minigun could totally be suffering a huge counter right now. Like, the Phoenix are going to do some damage, but it's going to be moderated. And Petraeus says, I am actually going to take a fourth and a Hive. You're not going to drop a bunch of gateways and attack me because I saw a Void Ray.
Exactly. And the fact that he got Pathogen Glands and getting this Hive this early, I think we're going to see the Queen Infestor Ultra style. We're making 2 Queens at a time, getting the melee upgrades as well. And Queen Infestor Ultra is so good. I really, really love it. And it really does rely on good creep spread, which Petraeus has not too great creep spread here. But if you get some really good creep spread, or maybe make a Nidus Worm, you can really obliterate the army of Protoss when they're starting to go for that Colossus and Void Ray.
We're going to have a fight in, like, we're going to see a bunch more Queens from Petraeus, I think. I think we're going to see a lot of Queens. Yeah, especially with the Ultra Den now.
Yeah.
This is like next level mind games right now, Tempo.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so Petraeus knew that Minigun couldn't attack because he saw fast Void Rays, right? So, like, it's not really too much. Unless you're SOS and you're going to go for, like, Zealot Archon. There's not too much to do, but actually, I love this attack from Minigun. He sees his opponent, went for fast Infestors because Minigun knew that Petraeus was going to go for super tech. So Minigun's trying to attack before the Queens all hit the field, before the Ultralisk can get to the battlefield. And he's going to go uncontested.
Yeah. I mean, if he can land a fungal on those sentries, then the Lynx can actually do a lot here. Because if you look at the ground army of Minigun, there really is not that beefy. I mean, it's the Colossus, yeah. But that fourth, getting eliminated. But a big run by that I totally missed. I apologize, but doesn't even get any worker kills. What?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, the mass recall was the Ling run by was a little too late. That was next. That was okay, so there's level, right? Like level. Level was.
Yep.
Level was Minigun couldn't attack. Petraeus knew it, right? And so he took an expansion. Then there's next level. Next level was Minigun knew that Petraeus was going to take a fast expand, so he went for a bunch of tech. This was next level. This was next level. Like we were two steps
Nexus
further
level.
than that
What?
when Minigun decided to push out with a meager force. What
Yeah.
Nexus level? Ridiculous tempo. Minigun's pushed it out again. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Ultras are about to pop 4 at a time, and that mothership core just did the recall not too long ago. By the time it does get swarmed, if this army does get swallowed up by the Zerg force, there will be enough for that. However, he could abduct that mothership core if he so chooses to, and then when the Ultras come to the field, get a nice fungal on that army, and then just get a 6 around. But no, Minigun doing an amazing job here, denying bases of Petraeus. Like, yeah, he's denied both of those 4th. Twice, like he did it twice. So
yeah, it's a great job halting, but he's really got to ramp up the Ultralisk production like right away. I don't know that. Okay, so he does have the Observer over the Ultras. Excuse me, the Immortal production. Minigun needs Immortals.
yes,
The battle against this force. A couple. There are only 4. You know, this is a tough fight. I think Minigun actually.
does he go for it? I mean, does Petraeus go for it? Or Storm is about to finish. I'm sure that Petraeus isn't aware of that when the exact time that it will finish. But I'm wondering right now, in this type of situation, do you think that it's a better idea to try to force the fight with these Queen Infestor Ultras, or just wait for the Protoss to come to you? I mean, I feel like the more time that Minigun has, the better it is for him, as opposed to, say, Petraeus just waiting for Minigun to come in and try to attack him.
No, you're totally right, Tempo. Like, an Ultralisk army is meant to assert map control and then be tech switched into mutas. You see the double spire going down for Petraeus, so like you're absolutely right. Minigun wants more time so he can adjust to this Ultralisk composition while going for light harass. But the problem with the double spire is Petraeus killed or lost so many bases early on because Minigun kept sniping them. He doesn't have 2,000-3,000 gas pulled right now.
Yep. Oh man, this is crazy. Minigun pushing in, but this is a weird angle. The spine crawlers may be working to his disadvantage, and a lot of those units are able to be feedbacked.
They are. That's so true. But not
a pop.
Minigun totally plays this right, falling back, and look at this. He snipes another base to the right.
Yeah.
Minigun is playing this perfectly right now. The fact that he keeps killing these Nexi means that the time that Petraeus is buying right now becomes less valuable.
Oh, is there going to be a good fungal going down on the whole army of Minigun? Does he have enough, or is he just going to go for it? Does he have enough energy for a recall? Is he just going to try to fight this, or what?
No, he has to fall back. He absolutely does not want to fight this army in that kind of a choke. Now that he's spaced out a little, he's in a better position, and all the Infestors were killed. Every single... There's 2 remaining, almost all of them. So
yeah.
Minigun's now going to sit up at the top of this base. He's traded away some army, and he can begin maxing on a much more... like scary force.
DTs even being into the mix there, I like that quite a bit. Although they can be caught by the fungal growth, I mean, you got to land them there. But these are not DTs to be in the army. They're actually going to look for some satellite bases around the map, and he establishes a 4th of his own. I mean, he's not mining from it yet. I'm talking Minigun at the moment, but I mean, Petraeus is kind of just chilling here.
Such a cool move from Minigun, as like, yeah, Petraeus is trying. Petraeus doesn't have a 5th. They're on even bases right now. And nice fungal will catch the Phoenix. We'll see if it forces a fight. I don't think so.
Yeah, but that's going to be great for this muta transition that he's planning ahead of time. You know, he's planning this out. So getting the Phoenixes is definitely a really nice victory for him.
Like, you do that muta transition, and that is, like, the tech transition. You're totally right. That's exactly what you do. Or a Spinecrawler Broodlord push. But Petraeus has 700 gas. Like,
yeah. He hasn't been able to get that 5th.
He hasn't even... Look at this. He hasn't mined off the extractors once. Like, this Mutalist transition...
Look at this.
I don't know if it's ever going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, look. Once again, trying to take a base. Nope. 2 Zealots say absolutely not. Slice and dice the drone. So now...
Whoa, he's sending everything over.
Yeah.
Minigun's army
will be able to take out that... Oh man, this is the type of games that Nimbus do allow for. And well, it looks like Minigun is actually going to be ready for the muta transition and is teching up to be ready for it. He's getting Anion Pulse Crystals, which is the upgrade for the Phoenixes for the range. So if there is a Muta switch, he will know. I mean, he won't know 100% after a battle, but he can kind of think. After a battle happens, he can think, okay, what is Petraeus going to remax on? Will it be Muta? Will it be? And that's going to be the moment, because it's a point in time where you have to kind of read into it.
I would actually love to see a third Stargate for Minigun to like count exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. But I feel like it's just like a mind game too sometimes, where it's like, oh my god, do I make Phoenixes or what? Because if you make Phoenixes and then they remax on Ultras, then it's like, uh-oh, I'm in a little bit of trouble. But I don't know if that's going to be the case. We have to find out when this battle actually happens, and they are being so conservative with it.
I like this play from Minigun. He's going to manage to get a lot of the creep tubers.
Oh!
Huge
fungals! And he's even going to get the Mothership Core. He yanks it with the Viper, so it's going to get away, and there's no way that he's going to be able to recall his army. Minigun losing his very valuable Protoss army, and there's really not that much that was lost for Petraeus. Oh, I guess, yeah, there was quite a bit. Never mind. But what will be the transition, Kibbles? What's it going to be? Will it be the Mutas, or is he not going to do it yet? Is it for later?
The nightmare of all nightmares, Tempo, and I think he's just waiting. He's waiting to see what Petraeus is making with his gateways. He's waiting to see what is Petraeus' reaction to having just lost everything. Minigun is on. It has the ball sitting in his court. He's the one who has to make a play now.
He's on point, though. He's making the right choice, as he does make 2 more Immortals, because Petraeus is going to be going ahead and making a lot more of these Ultras, and he's staying on that ground composition until he's able to get that 2-2 or 3-3 in the air. He doesn't want to tech to that Muta switch until he has the best Mutas that he can possibly use, or at least on the way to it. So 2-2's not finished yet in the air. Gonna go ahead and stick on that 3-3 army. 3-5, of course, for the Ultras. And yeah, I think that's a good choice here, especially after taking out that base. The Lings are so powerful right now.
Yeah,
oh my god,
that's so true though. The Lings with adrenal glands and 3-3 really are a thorn in Minigun's side. They killed so many workers and a base that game. Earlier on in that top left-hand corner.
Yeah. So really cool stuff here, because Petraeus was looking a little bit, you know, on the edge earlier in the game, but he's managed to get to this point. And the army, this is a perfect map for this kind of army. I really do like it. So,
that Dark Templar picks off an Infestor.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Minigun is just playing the defensive game right now, guys. He's going to retry at this 5th base, which earlier he had secured quite quickly. And I wonder, do you think we'll see him try to make it to Sky Protoss if he wins this next fight?
He could. You know, but it's so weird, like, what to do. It's almost like, if you win that fight convincingly as a Protoss army, like, you just keep going, right? And you just try to barrel through with the rest of your army. But, I mean, you don't even know what the bank of Petraeus is like. You don't know what he's going to remax. I'm going to hold on to that thought. Sick Fungos are going to get all of Minigun's armies, but the Storms are really well placed there by Minigun.
The Storms are real. Very nice there. Being able to push back Petraeus' army, but I'm worried there's a couple of burrowed infestors that could really throw a wrench in the plans of Minigun as he's going to be pushing here. Petraeus' army is going to get increasingly powerful as it holds a defensive posture, but he flees to the wrong base, and he's actually going to just pull all the drones.
Yep, I think those infestors are about to go in. They fungal all of the probes. All of the probes at Minigun's 4th. I've been destroyed. Oh my god. But
he killed all of them.
Petraeus has to be very careful here, though. You know, he has to set up a really nice flank and get those fungals on without getting them feedbacked. He cannot let all of his units get fed. Well, do you call it feedbacked or fedbacked, right? Like, I don't even know, man. I'm just trying to cast some StarCraft. Forget English. I ain't got no time for that. Here comes the army of Petraeus. If he's able to get those fungals that he really so dearly needs, I think he can just destroy this army.
We'll see. His infestors lagging a bit behind. Will the fungals go down on the Templar? They're pretty clump, but beautiful feedbacks on all of those units. Minigun, though, still has to make something happen. He lost too many workers. He went from 64 down to 49. He wants to snipe this base, but can he do it?
Here it comes, but this is a really nice position for Minigun, but the fungals are still good. The Immortals are in the front, which is not where they want to be. The Colossi are getting swallowed up by the Kaiser Blades above the Ultralisks. And now Minigun is on the run, but his Immortals are still alive. He can try to poke away at these Ultras if he still chooses, but he is on creep. And he does to make sure that he does not stay on there. So, oh my god, some really back and forth moves from both players, but I feel like Petraeus is getting ready to start that Muta transition.
Tempo,
Oh my
no
God.
hopes here.
Oh,
They're
no.
for Dark Templar. Oh, they'll manage to flee back and actually catch them with the fungal growth. Nice job from the Infestors.
But he needs another one. And he does. Does he not? Oh, he doesn't
Yeah,
have it.
doesn't
He's
have enough
8 energy
energy.
short.
Wow, beautiful play, and the base gets picked off. Minigun securing the victory that he wanted, with really pulling that, I mean, out of absolutely nowhere.
Yeah.
But there's still a base in the top left that's mining for Petraeus, so he's still, he's not in a horrible position.
Not at all. And Minigun anticipating the Muta switch, but Petraeus says, nope. I'm not making any Mutas yet. He does have the 3-3, so that is definitely an option for him. But look at Minigun. This is the only base that he's mining from. And guess what, Kibbles? The Infestors are still there. If this army goes over there, then of course that sucks for the Infestors. But all it takes is 2 fungals, man, and it is a wrap for all of these probes. And that is the last mining base of Minigun.
All right, so Minigun's going to kill off a bunch of the drones up in the top right, but at the same time, Petraeus looks like he's going to opt to push here in a moment with a lot of Vipers. He's going to be able to yank these Immortals out of the group, and then there's not going to be much to hold off this huge force from the Root Zerg.
Yeah. I think Petraeus is in the best position right now. The army of Minigun is not that scary, but Petraeus doesn't want to push up there. He's waiting. He waits for Minigun to leave. Please remember you have those Infestors, Petraeus, because these are going to seal the deal for you to win this game and move on to the round of 16 in the ASL Prime League. And he's looking at him. I saw him select him. He could do it. He could, but he just seems to be a little bit more focused.
He needed 150 energy, and now he has it. 2 fungals.
There it is. Oh, no. Every single probe. 25 only remain right now. And now Minigun is really hurting.
He officially just killed more than half his workers.
Yeah. Minigun had just transferred probes over there, too. Oh, no. Now they finally get dealt with, but those Infestors have pretty much 40 kills on that one Infestor.
Yeah.
Dude, that is a kill-stealing Infestor. Did you see that? The other one only had 1. That's a kill-stealing Infestor, man. That's messed up. You'd so get raged on if I was playing against him. This could be the final battle, Kibbles. This could be it.
Yeah, it really could. Fungals go down. Storms hit
blinding clouds.
Ultras. And yeah, that's...
Ultimate
what do you do against that?
Wombo combo. GG, Petraeus.